At the beginning of the movie, Whalen invents a very advanced robot. And they name him David. Whalen tells him that I made you, that's why I am your father. David asks him a question. David asks, if you made me, who made you? Whalen says this question has been going on for centuries, hope we will find the answer one day. This whole scene is before the beginning of Prometheus Part 1. And after this the story of Prometheus Part begins. And now 11 years after Prometheus. December 5, 2104, a spacecraft named Covenant. Those who leave for the planet named Aragi 6 from Earth. Human want to establish human settlement there. There are 2,000 common people and 4,000 embryos, fetuses in the vehicle. Embryo mean from which humans can be made. You can also call it DNA or test tube baby. This vehicle will reach its destination after 7 years and 4 months. In this vehicle there is a robot named Walter. Walter looks just like David, who was robot in Prometheus Part 1. Due to any fault in this vehicle, the crew members have to be waked up from the sleeping chamber prematurely. And in this accident 47 people, 16 fetuses and the Jack, who is captain of the ship, everybody gets died. Jack is Daniel's husband and Danielle is the main character of this movie. Now the ship comes under control and this is 83% correct. And they can reach his destination by fixing the rest. On moving forward, they get signals of human from nearest planet. From the details of this planet, they come to know that it is very old. And there are good chances of life on this planet. And the condition of this new planet is better than the planet on which they are going, mean Rigi 6. It will take a few weeks for them to reach this new planet and it will take 7 years to reach that Rigi 6. And for this they have to go to the sleeping chamber again. And no one wants to go to the sleeping chamber because the captain also died in the sleeping chamber. The captain of the ship says that instead of going to Aragi 6, we should go to this planet. Danielle tries to understand that instead of going to a new planet, we should go to that planet for which we have been trained. But the captain refuses him and says that now he will go to this new planet only. Now his crew sits on the flying object and lands on that planet. Now they checks the signal which was coming from the hill 8 kilometers away. Now a woman stops at a flying object and everyone goes to the place from where the signal was coming. Now 2 people stop to take soil samples on the way. And the rest go on from there. Now the foot of one of them falls on something like an egg. Now a microscopic creature comes out of it and enters his ear. And they find an alien ship on the way. And this is the same spaceship in which David and Dr. Sean went ahead in the beginning of this movie. But it's crashed and fell. The man gets something like an egg and on touching it, a microscopic organism goes into his nose. And when those people go to the ship, they find it in a locket on which Dr. E. Shaw was written. Walter says Dr. Elizabeth Shaw, she was the chief science officer of Prometheus. And his ship disappeared 10 years ago. And those people go to the room from where the ship operates. At the touch of a button, the X-ray recording starts, in which Dr. Shaw is seen sitting on the chair. And the 2 people who were taking the soil sample. One of them starts deteriorating, in whose body the microorganism had gone. And he tells this to those who are in the alien ship. And he tells that we are going towards the ship and he goes towards the ship. And as he reaches the ship, his health deteriorates. And a member already on the ship, she takes him to the medical chamber. The member sees the sick person's back starts to burst and she closes the chamber and comes out. And tells the rest of the team that you come quickly now that crew member's health becomes very bad. And the wood that is with her tells the other girl. And she says take me out, but she doesn't come out and tells her that the infection will spread. His body explodes, a small but very powerful creature comes out in it. And it has kills the girl who was inside. And he comes out and tries to kill the other girl too. And that girl starts firing on him in order to save his life. And in this fight, the bullet hits the calendar and the entire ship explodes. and one of the people who went towards the alien ship had a microscopic creature in his body and his health becomes very bad. And his body also explodes and the same creature comes out of it which came out of that boy's body. And he runs away. At night when he tries to contact his ship Covenant which is in space. And the creature that ran away attacks Daniel. But Walter the robot saves him. And Walter's hand is cut off by the wrist and the creature kills one of them. And then everyone shoots at him and he runs away. But he comes back and attacks again. Then something explodes in the sky and there's a strong light and a masked person comes and says come with me. And those people go after him. And they seize the bodies of millions of people lying as if an entire species has perished. Now everyone reaches a safe place and he says masked my name is David. It was David who was the robot of the Prometheus ship. He tells that our ship had deadly germs and our ship crashed and the germs spread everywhere. And you all are seeing the result of it. And I got stuck on this island. He tells that this germ affects everything except vegetation. And on his way, he tells Walter, how are you brother? Because David and Walter are robots and look like twin brothers. David and Walter talk. David reveals who made us Dr. Whalen. I was with him. Walter asks how he looked. David explains that he was a human. He was worth nothing than to his own creation. David considers himself superior to humans. And nothing to man. Walter says that you only think about yourself, that's why humans started making such models which is low complicated. David then takes Walter with him to a place and remembers that when he came to this planet. People of this planet are very happy to see those people who had come in this ship. They feel like their people have come. Just then the door opens and that's where David was standing. And David leaves all the dangerous germs on those who were on the ship. And he destroys the whole planet and where David and Walter stood was Dr. Shaw's tomb. David says she was very mercy heart, she healed me and I liked her. You like Daniel. Walter says it is not possible. Then David says you lost your hands to save him. If this is not love then what is? Walter says it was my duty. Now on the other side we see that they get in touch with the spaceship which is in space. He says that you come soon, many of us are injured here, we need your help. They could not be contacted because of the storm. Now that creature also comes the one who killed his partner and now he kills another of their partner. Now the creature appears in front of David and David tries to make contact with him. Just then the captain arrives and is about to shoot him when David refuses to shoot him. If you make it feel your breath, it's yours for life. But the captain kills him by firing a lot of bullets. David is very angry. Now the captain takes David at gunpoint and say that tells me what is happening here. Otherwise I will kill you. Now David takes captain with him to the same tube from which the germs came out and mixed it in Dr. Charlie's drink. And he tells that this germ has changed many bodies and he is always waiting for one body. But they cannot be controlled, they are very aggressive. I started my genetic research and I made this a hybrid. And I need something to keep it going. David needs a human body so that he can keep these creatures alive. The captain says, is he alive? The captain walks up to him and the creature's mouth opens and he clings to the captain's mouth. The captain regains consciousness and asks David, what do you want to do? And David says invention, and his body explodes and a creature comes out of it which is completely under David's control. It is shown that Walter finds Dr. Shaw's body which David used for his research. Now Walter goes to David and says that the germs did not fall by mistake, you dropped them. David says that he was not made for slavery, human is dying and he wants to flourish again. And he says he doesn't deserve it and I won't let it happen. Walter says that they made us. David wants to destroy the entire human race. And wants to spread the creatures made by him. Walter says I won't let you go and David dead him by deceit. Everyone understands that this place is dangerous and they will leave in 15 minutes. Their space team comes to pick them up from flying object. David's creature killed the captain. 2 more people come there and that creature attacks them too. And he kills one of them and one runs away. By now even Daniel learns that Dr. Shaw was killed by David. And he's grabbing her and killing her. Just then Walter comes and saves Daniel. David asks how you got on. Walter says that some improvements have been made to your later models. Daniel and his companion who has just escaped from the creature. Those people run away from there and wait their flying objects. And as soon as his flying object he settles into it with great difficulty. And by now the Walter also comes. And all three of them ride on it. Daniel asks Walter where's David is and Walter says he is no more. His flying object was just flying that creature comes what David had made. Daniel goes out to kill her and here's a great action scenes. Daniel kills him and they all come in their main spaceship. Now the next morning he shows that a similar creature has come out after tearing the chest of one of his companions. As they killed the day before. And it's in their ship and he tries to find it. Now 4 crew members in the whole ship and that creature kills 2 crew members. Daniel invites her to his side and calls that creature to him so that he can destroy it. And she drags him down with the bulldozer. But he jumps at the last moment and comes back to the ship. Daniel knows that a truck is coming towards him with sharp blades. And that creature is coming from the front to kill him. Now as the creature attacks Daniel, Daniel jumps to the bottom. Now that blade hits that creature and it falls down with the truck. Now Daniel puts his companions to sleep in the sleeping chamber. And now Walter is preparing to put Daniel to sleep in the sleeping chamber. Because they have to go for their planet Rigi 6. As Daniel enters the sleeping chamber, Walter locks him from outside. Daniel realizes he is David, not Walter, before she faints. She tries to get out but he tells her to shut up. Daniel falls unconscious from the effects of the sleeping chamber. David had brought the DNA of 2 dangerous creatures with him in his stomach. And he takes them out of his mouth one by one and puts them in a safe place. Now in the end David sends a message to Earth as Walter. Except for Daniel and then as everyone has become a victim of the accident. The people of the colony are safe and we are now going towards Rigi 6. This movie is end here. How did you like this movie and its story? Write in the comment box. Also subscribe our channel.